loudly behind students. So I'll try to make this very enjoyable as much as I can. I'm not in your age group though, so please laugh at my lame jokes, however lame they are. Okay, so my name is Vandy Westfall Senda. I'm a faculty member in the Office of Student Life and Development. This building is part of our office, and I'm going to tell you more about it, as well as all the other wonderful things we do as we go along today. If you have questions, there is an opportunity for you to ask questions at the end of today, so please keep them for the end, and I'll try to do my best to answer them. All right, so this is what we're going to cover. I'm going to talk to you about what we do. If you've seen the logo, I'm going to tell you what it's all about so you can tell your friends. I'm going to talk to you about Campus Center Complex, how your student fees are at work. If you're bored, how not to be bored, and how to get a job, because we are hiring in our department 28 different jobs. There's got to be something for you, right? And I think I'm going to take off my mask. Okay. Oh, it's so much better. All right, so first off, the Office of Student Life and Development is committed to providing a spectrum of involvement and learning opportunities for students through innovative programs, quality services, which promote leadership, life skills, and personal development while enhancing campus life. And I want you to take a minute and look at that logo. So there's some significance to the logo. It's not just pretty because we have the beautiful tree in the courtyard. It's symbolic, and it's related directly to your experiences here at UHM. So if we're thinking about the way a tree grows, right, we're saying that you, as new students, enter the campus as a budding root. So in the middle, that would represent you as a student who decides to get super involved in the co-curriculum. The circle represents us, meaning that we provide you with a multitude of opportunities for you to take advantage of. But the logo also has those roots. Those roots represent your peers, so nobody in this room who decides not to take advantage of all the wonderful things. And so when you leave Manoa, we hope that you will be less of a root or a sapling and more of like a young tree, so that you can go out and take what you learn and go and do wonderful things as you enter the world, and hopefully you'll remember your experience here. Oops. So the goal, don't be the roots, be the tree. If you have a smartphone, I want you to bookmark our website. I gotta tell you, we were working really hard to get the website done before your arrival. You're gonna find a lot of stuff on that website for things that you might not think you need to know, but it's there. So I gotta encourage you, and throughout the presentation, I'm gonna be referring to our website. It's a great source of information on a lot of different things, okay? It's really easy, manoa.hawaii.edu/student-life, because that's what we are. Okay? Thank you for taking pictures. I have QR codes too. Somebody taught me how to make them. Okay, so we're in what is called the Campus Center Complex, and it actually consists of 3 different buildings. This is the Campus Center, so this is the ballroom. Throughout your time here, you'll probably be coming here for events, meetings, sometimes academic programs meet in here. We consider it the living room because look at all the seating. Don't sleep though, because somebody might wake you up and that's just not fun to be woken up from a nap. But there's lots of variable study spaces, comfy chairs, seating. You can meet your friends. Everybody knows where Campus Center is, right? Because it's the hub. But connected to Campus Center across the way is Hemenway Hall, which also houses things that you might want to know about, like the Food Vault, Kaleo, KTUH. Anybody know KTUH? Raise hands. KTUH is our campus radio station. If you're into music, you can get your own show. Like, it's legit. It's for students by students. And then also connected to our department is the Warrior Rec Center. So that lovely new fitness center that's got state-of-the-art machines, that's also part of our Campus Center complex. So this is the back side of Campus Center. Disneyland, backside of water? No? Okay, got it. That's just to give you perspective. Now, if you notice, in Campus Center, there's a lot of opportunities to eat, drink. We've got a Starbucks. That was a big deal when it opened 7 years ago. We have a Jamba. Subway, the food court, if you haven't gone down there yet, they keep on changing to keep it interesting. And then this year we have a new concept called burrito bowls. It's gonna open next week. And from what I understand, it's like make your own burrito. Kind of sounds like Chipotle if you're from California or whatever. But it's a new concept. And they base those concepts on what you report as a student. I also, on the DL, understand that there's also going to be a boba place opening downstairs, so be on the lookout if you like boba. Second floor, third floor, Campus Center. So you've probably already visited the information and ID office. That's where you get your one card. Make sure you get your U-Pass. You know what your U-Pass is? It's the sticker on your one card that gets you access to the bus without having to pay. If you haven't gotten your U-Pass sticker yet, go get it, because you can take the bus for free all through the semester. And that's the I&I office. We also have a campus a computer lab and lounge. The lounge has a beautiful view of the courtyard. If you're stuck, need a computer, you can use computers there, and you can also print papers for those professors that still require you to turn in hard copies. There's also ATMs in the building and the bookstore, which I'm sure you're all going to be familiar with as well. Hemenway Hall, that's the Kaleo office. So in addition to us having a cool 24/7 radio station, we also have a newspaper, a media source. So if you're a journalism major or like to write, you can also become a writer at Kaleo, graphic artist, all that fun stuff. These are the opportunities that are available to you, like just sitting there for you to take. The Hemenway Hall also houses our food vault. So that's like our campus food pantry. For those who are food insecure, you can go to the food vault, you can schedule an appointment to go in. All you need is your ID, no questions asked. Ballet is also over there if you like Vietnamese food, pho, that's available to you, as well as the campus thrift store. So if you're a thrifter, go to Hemenway, because they got cool stuff in there. As I mentioned earlier, the Warrior Rec Center is part of our complex. There's an indoor track. It's pretty cool. There's lots of free weights that if they drop and they're heavy, and sometimes I can hear them in my office downstairs, but there's a lot of machines. So make sure though, if you're going to use the WRC, that you're aware of the rules and policies. And my colleague is actually going to do a whole presentation on the WRC, Student Rec Services. I know we've got a lot of folks who are into intramurals, so they'll talk about it at that presentation. Okay, so when you are a UH Mono student, you don't just pay tuition, right? You pay fees. And sometimes you're like, why am I paying for this? I don't even use it. So I kind of want to let you know what the connection is with what you're paying to what I just talked about. So if you looked at your student account, right, it probably looks like this. You're like, what the heck is this thing and that thing? The ones that are sort of outlined in blue and green, those are directly related to what I've talked about and what I'm going to talk about later. So think about your student fees at work for you. I'm talking about involvement. I'm talking about access, right? They're not just arbitrarily assigned. Everything has a purpose. They're tied to what we call a chartered student organization or a CSO, and we have 5 at Manoa. They're approved by the Board of Regents for the university, and then the bodies themselves are all student run. So you can apply or run to serve on a CSO, and it's intended to enhance that co-curricular experience, because learning during your time here doesn't just occur in a classroom. It occurs out of the classroom. And that's why we exist, to help enhance that co-curricular, that out-of-classroom experience. So there are 5. How many of you were like on student government in high school? ASB, student council, that kind of thing. Okay, you can still do it as a UH Manoa student. The Associated Students for the University of Hawaii is your representative student government for undergrads. They are actually still looking for senators from colleges. So a good way to start getting involved and represent your peers. We also have a graduate student government, which I'm not going to talk about, but if you come to Manoa for your grad degree, you'll hear a lot about them. Media, so that's where KTUH, that campus radio station, the newspaper, they're all governed by that board. And then there's the involvement piece. So that tree, again, we really like trees on this campus. That tree is the Campus Center Complex or the CCV logo, and I've used it previously, so it should look familiar. There's also the Student Activity and Program Fee Board, which takes the fees collected by students and then sends it back out. So some of the cool events that you'll attend at Manoa will be funded by SAPFB. ASUH. So I gotta tell you, ASUH is not just student government. They offer scholarships. Really good scholarships. So start to get to know your professors so they can write you a stellar recommendation letter so you can get some of those scholarships. They also give money for research. They give money for test prep. Anybody think about the LSAT, the MCAT, the whatever CAT? They will give you money to help alleviate those costs for those tests. They also give money for study abroad. So hopefully you're already thinking about where you're gonna go study abroad or NSC or what have you. They can also help you with that. The food vault, which I mentioned, was an initiative of ASUH. So they were like, there's an issue on this campus, we want to do something about it. Same like the UPass, that unlimited bus pass that I told you about that you need to go get that sticker. That was also student-led and student-organized. So that's all part of ASUH. Their office is downstairs in 211, if you ever want to stop by. And I think they have a cool couch in there, maybe a microwave. I'm not 100% sure. So as I mentioned, Student Media Board, there's Kaleo, our newspaper, as well as KTUH, our radio station. There's also UHP, so they make really cool videos. I'm actually going to show you a video in a little bit that students made, and they were from UHP, collaborating with NSO leaders. Hawaii Review is our literary journal. It's become more popular, it's won many awards. So with media, writing, creating is where you're at, S&B is where to go. As I mentioned, the Campus Center Board, right, that logo. So students are actually responsible for the complex. They make decisions about whether or not we should have a Starbucks or we should have burrito. That's another way for you to get involved, to really shape what this building and what it offers is all about. The other cool part about about CCB is that there's two programming arms. One is the Rec Sports Council, which my colleague will talk about, but I want to underscore the work of the Activities Council. So walking around campus, I'm sure you've seen signs for like events and stuff. Follow them on IG. They do really cool giveaways. The last giveaway I saw, they were giving away like 20 Yeti water bottles. Those things are expensive. All you have to do is follow them on Instagram to know what's up and how to win. They give away the coolest prizes and they have the coolest events. So my suggestion is make sure you start following them on Instagram. That's also their website. So they do Taste of Manoa. They have a theme, you buy strips and then you get to taste food. Students get a discounted price. There's the Aloha Bash that usually happens in Andrews Amphitheater. We've had the Green, who else? Common Kings. Who else, Lou? See, I'm so old. I'm like, but Aloha Bash is like the end of the year amazing concert. This is just their shell of their plans for this fall. So Welcome Back Bash is next Friday. It's a concert in the Campus Center courtyard. They have a sustainability and wellness fair. They added drag bingo this year. I'm gonna go, because that sounds like lots of fun. They have movie nights and cram jam. So Campus Center is also the place to be during finals week because we give you food and snacks. You can pet puppies, we have therapy for dogs. And they also have massages. Like I said, follow Activities Council on Instagram. That's also the QR code will take you to their website. But I want to underscore, okay, Welcome Back Bash this year is something completely different. You're gonna have a phone party.
Oh wow.
And like when I was in college, yeah, okay, so it's coming back, it's like the retro thing, right? It is in the Campus Center courtyard. Follow that QR code, it'll tell you how to get tickets, how to get in. Have you been to Welcome Back Bash ever? What did you think? It was fun, right? Okay. Go, it's a great way to meet people that you haven't already met. And again, Activities Council exists based off of your support. You can also apply to be on Activities Council. So coming up with some really cool events that you think your friends might like, that's one way to get involved. Okay, so I'm telling you gotta avoid boredom, right? If none of those things work for you, I have another thing that I wanna talk to you about. But I'm gonna show you this really cool video first. And if you don't think it's cool, just politely clap after.
It's Monday morning, fell out of bed. It's time to go to school. Got on my board and raced like a jet all the way to school. Walked down my car, he saw it and I read. I asked her a question, cause I know that you're involved every day. Yeah, what should I do instead of sitting in my room? Tell me, cause I need to know. Say I'll never be happy till I get involved. Help me, please help me, oh. Where would I be so bored? Till my fun get ignored. You don't have to be so bored. These choices around you, join a CSO, join a sorority, join an RIO. Make it a priority, try for sport, why not study abroad? Where would I be so bored? This is a change that I want to make. Can't waste my time here. Love me or hate me, I'll be involved with my new friends and peers. I'll have so much fun, college is awesome. You know you'll have fun with me. Being involved's the way to go. And it's so easy, what should I do instead of sitting in my room? Tell me, cause I need to know. Say I'll never be happy till I get involved. Help me, please help me, oh. Where would I be so bored? Till my fun get ignored. You don't have to be so bored. With these choices around you, join a CSO, join a sorority, join an RIO. Make it a priority, try for sports, why not study abroad? Why you gotta be so bored?
Thank you for the polite clap. But that was made by NSO leaders a few years ago. Working with UHP. They came up with the song on their own. They recorded it on their own. And I think that's pretty cool. The girl who's singing in the video, she's a professional singer in Nashville right now. So think of all the things that you could do. But that video sort of encapsulates, right? Like, don't be bored. There's a lot of opportunity available to you on campus. In the board video, they refer to an RIO. That's a registered independent organization or a club. So I asked earlier, how many of you were in student government? How many of you were involved in clubs in high school? I know some of you were involved to put it on your resume, but some of you were like in Amnesty International, right? Japanese club, those were the ones that I was in. At UH, same thing. The difference is though, they're independent, okay? So you can register with our office and rent space in the complex to have your meetings. You can apply for those funds from the fees that you pay for. So if you're a big believer in getting your money back, be part of an RIO. There's 250 plus organizations on the books. Right now that list is getting updated every day because new RIOs are being made and old ones are renewing their status. When I tell you there are all different kinds of RIOs, I'm not kidding. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, there. Okay, so there are 10 different categories of RIOs. As you see, some range from academic. Some are related to health interests. So pre-med, there's a ton of RIOs for you to join. K-pop cardio dance crew, they did a collaboration with the Activities Council last year in the ballroom. It was amazing. They were doing K-pop choreography in the room. You just had to be there. And I think they're gonna do it again this year. If you're interested in martial arts, there are RIOs that are specifically for you to do Kempo or Karate. There's the Indigenous Student Organization. We also have ethnic clubs, so like Timpoyog if you're Filipino, or Katipunan. Those are all long-standing RIOs. Politically, I mean, we're about to come back into a political atmosphere. That's when the political RIOs start to go up. The Hawaii Students for Bernie was very active on campus during the last election. There's student affairs groups, there's fraternities and sororities. So I want to underscore the fact that at Manoa, we don't have a dedicated Greek life office. They're considered independent clubs. So if you're interested in joining a fraternity or a sorority, your best bet would be to go to that RIO list and already contact some of those groups if you're interested. They do rush events during the semesters, so be on the lookout in Campus Center. And then if you're into honorary societies, so like Mortar Board, or if some of you were in National Honor Societies, that extends into college. So take advantage, get involved. The other thing is, if you look at that list and you're like, none of these appeal to me, you and 6 of your friends can start your own RIO. In the past, we've had the Nicki Minaj Appreciation Club. There's been the Ping Pong Club. There's also been the word that rhymes with witches that knit. So like there was a knitting club. If you see something not on there, make it yourself. Opportunity, get involved. See, so there's no excuse now. I'm telling you all the things that you can do. But the final thing that I want to emphasize is working on campus is super beneficial. Let me tell you why. First and foremost, I am a supervisor and many of my peers are like me. We want to train you and develop you and to give you all those soft skills that you're going to need when you go off into the big world and say, I'm a proud graduate of Manoa. So working on campus exposes you to things that you might not work, say working at Macy's or at Dave & Buster's. Scheduling. We know that it's important that you complete your coursework first. So we try to work around your student schedules to get you hours. When you work on campus, your supervisor will always remind you that you are a student first. Okay? That's another way that we support you on your journey. The third thing, location. So my office is downstairs, right across from Starbucks and Jamba Juice. So my students will be like, I'm just gonna go get Starbucks on tap. What is it? Not Tap and Go, it's DoorDash or something now, right? I don't know. Location. If you're in Campus Center, you're in the center of everything, literally. Pay rates. As of October 1st, all student positions get an 18% raise. Okay? Work on campus, you make more money, and the longer you stay, you get automatic pay raises. Promise, it's like totally beneficial. So like if you start as a freshman in our office and work till your senior year, you'll be making some pretty good money. That is a QR code that will take you to every single position we have available in this complex right now. And when I say all kinds of positions, I mean all kinds of positions. You could be one of our lovely staff members down at the Information and ID office, helping people get their one cards. You could be part of our maintenance crew, who is making sure that the greenery and the trees look nice. Custodial, you could work at the WRC. Think of all the opportunities you have on campus. And like I said, December, you get an 18% raise like for nothing, like just for being there. But take a look at some of the opportunities that we have. Because again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to have that balance, but to also know your limitations as a student. That's what that website's gonna look for you. So right now, I think the lowest rate per hour is $11.65, and the highest right now is $23. Okay? What more could you ask for? Everybody got that right? It's also on that webpage that I forced you to bookmark at the beginning that you pretended to, but I hope you are realizing it's important now. Shameless plug, I'm looking for someone to work at our front desk, answer questions, help RIOs, work with me. We're looking for people between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. You might even do a presentation like this for new students at some point if you work in our office. But if you're interested, it's a customer service associate. I can also talk to you after. Starting pay, I think, is $13 an hour to sit at the front and talk to people and help lost people. Okay? Trust me, I think I'm kind of fun even though I'm old. I also teach a class if you're looking for an upper division writing intensive class. It's EDA 360, which if you want to talk to me later, you can. But again, these are just an example of everything under our office. We're not the only one, right? I hope the message that you're getting from me is do something with your time here at Manoa. Right? Studying is important. We are a fantastic academic institution, but we also have a lot of great opportunities that you should be taking advantage of. Okay? All right, any questions? Ask away. Okay, so good question, RIO list. The RIO list has tabs on the bottom. The one that pulls up first is the one for this year. So RIOs are in the process of reapplying. If you look at the other tabs though, they'll tell you what RIOs existed last year or the year before. And then they'll probably be in the process of updating. So they have UH email addresses, some of them even have websites. That's a good place to start. And that's a good point. All the way in the back. Yell loud, I'm deaf.
Can you go back to the QR code?
Which one?
The top one.
Okay. Thank you for your projection. Okay, QR code for jobs. Wait, okay, wait now. Do I see hat and... Okay, so her question is, for the RIO stuff, are there specific deadlines? You can apply to be an RIO in good standing at any time. However, the priority deadline is September 30th. But if you decide in December that you want to make the I Love Skateboarding Club, you can always apply and make yourself an RIO. Other questions? Go ahead.